Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and today I'm doing a quick review for the Last Hero of Nostalgaia. Now, this was released onto the Xbox and PC in October, developed by Over the Moon Games, and it's published by Coatsink Software and Thunderful. So big thank you to them for sending us a code to be able to do this review.
Yes, indeed.
Now, this game
It
is
is
a
called
satirical
Nostalgaia,
action-adventure
where the
Souls-like game,
wait,
and
cut.
I
What's
am
your
not a big fan of this
customization
genre.
fee?
I've been very vocal
Oh,
about this on the channel
mighty
previously. If you've ever
splendid.
watched any of
I
the
don't know what
podcasts
you
or
are,
the shows
but
we
you're
do,
no
they just
hero.
never
So,
seem to sort of sit
I'm
with
not
me. It's
playing for
something I'm
you.
never massively bothered about. They just don't seem to connect. However, this one I actually enjoyed quite a lot. Now, in this game, you are in a world basically of video games, like loads of video games in like one giant world, but it started to collapse backwards into a mysterious pixelation. So all these like video games and the heroes from them are all being sort of erased. And then basically you are spawned as this like last sort of pixelated hero, and it's up to you to sort of fight off all the enemies that are now populating the world, and yeah, basically to save the day. Now, what's funny about this game is it has a full character customization, but the customization doesn't do anything as such. So you can name your hero, you can change your skin color, your age, your tattoos, your nose width, your endowment, but it does nothing because you're a stick man, or at least, like I say, when you're doing the thing at the beginning, you just sit there looking through them and it does nothing. And I quite thought that was quite funny.
Nostalgaia had become
Now,
slightly
as with other
unwelcoming to
games in this genre, there are a variety of classes to choose from. This one has 5, so each of them favours a different sort of stat or style of play. So you've got the data dim, which favours vitality, the formatter, which favours strength, resolutionary, which favours dexterity, the sorcerer favours source, randomaster favours luck, and obviously it depends how you want to play. If you want to be more like into your heavy weapons or your magic, there's those different classes for you to play. Now, as you progress through the world, you will basically be berated by the narrator, who hates you. He just despises your very existence, and his sort of narration is extremely funny. I quite enjoyed the humour from it. My only downside is if you suck at this game like I do at Soulslikes, you won't hear him enough. There'll be big, long, empty periods where you don't hear from him until you get to that next part of the level, basically. So if you keep dying, you won't hear him until you get to the next sort of bit where he would do another bit of narration, unfortunately. Now, gameplay-wise, this plays very much the same as other games in this genre. Lots of sort of evading attacks, dodging, rolling, waiting for the right time to do your own attacks. Doesn't feel too clunky, which was nice. I do find a lot of these games are very clunky in the combat, but this one didn't feel too bad. Has an auto lock, doesn't always work great, but it is there and it isn't too bad. The game does feature a leveling up system as well to improve your hero, as well as over 250 items which you're able to find and equip. And this also includes items with their own unique lore and attributes and stuff like that. And it's always funny seeing a stickman wearing a cape and a helmet, which are fully modelled, which always makes me laugh. Now, the game also features big boss battles, which are awesome, and you know what you're going into. If you've ever played like a game like Dark Souls, you know what you're going in for. The thing I liked best about this was the world. It's very sort of like low poly and stuff like that, and like the enemies you fight, or a lot of them look like they're made out of paper and things like that, like very 2D. And it's basically explains like the story. It's linked into that, and as you progress, you sort of bring like high fidelity, sort of high definition back to the world and stuff. And I like that. I liked the video game sort of Easter eggs and sort of things that were dotted around, and the throwbacks to other video games. They've done a fantastic job with it. Now, if you also have friends, this game does feature seamless online co-op for up to 2 people, so you can take it on with another friend. Does make it a lot easier, but like I say, I only played this single player, but I would love to try it co-op. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I might get through it a lot quicker than when I played it solo. But overall, like I say, not a bad game at all. It's not perfect. There are a couple of bugs here and there, and like I say, the lock-on can be a bit hit and miss as such. But I like the uniqueness to it. I like the humour that's found in the game, and I also like the difficulty spike in this game. So these games are hard. They're normally get good games. I know that, but this one, it sort of eases you in slightly easier. It's still difficult. I'll not say it's super easy. You can run through it, especially for someone who's new or doesn't play this genre a lot. However, it's a lot easier than other games. Now it gets difficult in the last quarter or third of the game. The difficulty does ramp up, but it does sort of walk you into it a lot easier. I found it was a lot more enjoyable, and I don't mind challenging games, like I say, but I like to build up to the challenge instead of just being hit in the face with like a train's worth of sort of get good. So this is one of those sort of games that, while difficult, isn't sort of impossible from the get-go. So maybe more of interest to casuals or people who don't really like this genre normally, like me. And overall, like I say, a fun little game with a sort of original sort of plot and story, especially for this sort of genre. Much more sort of bright and colourful, I find, than others like sort of Dark Souls that are always sort of dark and grimy every time I look at them. And I actually really enjoyed it, and I like the sort of the UI and everything like that. So honestly, check it out if you want something new, interesting, and it's priced at a very reasonable $19.99 on Xbox. Now the game is also available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and it supports smart delivery, and it's optimized for Xbox Series X and S as well. So I'm assuming it'll probably come to other consoles in the future as well. But right now, like I said, I've been playing it on my Xbox and having a fantastic time with it. So check it out, available right now. But that's that for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more gaming content. Bye for now.